What up, chat?
Episode 2, man. Episode 2.
Let's go. We're back. We're rich.
We surprisingly better than we thought we did.
Yeah.
Like we thought we were gonna do. Honestly, it's we were just here. Like I said, Joe's goal is like 50 concurrent viewers. Almost 250.
5 times
Almost
that.
250 on the first one. Like I was telling Joe before the podcast, it's like first hole jitters out the way.
Mm-hmm.
We you haven't been on the course in a while. You didn't get to the range before the round. You didn't get to, kind of hop into the game. You're just playing that first hole. You don't know what to expect. And then you work it out. Episode 2.
Yeah. That was a breakfast ball, and now we're on the tour.
Yep. Man, and as you guys can see, early big news as well.
Mm-hmm. We're sponsored.
Yeah, we are sponsored. I mean, if you think I'd go and buy this all myself, you're crazy. And also, they sent us these beautiful packages.
Mm.
So I love Red Bull. I drink Red Bull all the time, sugar-free. At work, maybe 1 or 2 here and there, just to pick me up, boost me up.
I drink so much Red Bull. I'm going to turn into a Red Bull.
Joe is... Red Bull gives you wings, my man. Joe's about to fly.
Gives you wings.
So to, this episode... We are excited to present to you a new flavor for Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let can you hold this for a sec?
Yep.
We'll let the box do the talking. But look how beautiful this thing is.
Come on.
Monk fruit Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
And we about to try it. They gave us 2 of the boxes. One for me, one for Joe. But we're just going to take a sip here. They also gave us the classic and the sugar-free. Do you want one of those for right now? Or
hey, I'll try the Monk. Chug a sugar-free after.
All right. Let's give this Monk. I like the can. It's like a baby blue.
Yeah.
It's sort of a
beautiful, gorgeous, sleek design.
0 sugar, but we got some monk fruit extract.
Beautiful.
I don't know. Ooh.
I've been looking for a new way to get my monk extract in. This is the perfect solution. I already drink Red Bull. It's ergonomical. It's economical. How is it?
That's good.
Is it?
That's great.
Let's go.
Yo, this isn't like doing too much. Usually I feel like it's doing too much. Like the coconut's not my favorite. I wonder how the pink is too. That's good.
That's money.
Still got that Red Bull flavor. Like that OG Red Bull flavor, just a little tone. I don't even know. It's great.
Yeah. I know they're sponsoring us. All bias aside, this is the most delicious drink I've ever had in my entire life. I would drink this every day. I might supplement this instead of water into my daily routine, honestly. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's the best drink I've ever had. It's giving me wings.
Shout out Red Bull.
Shout out Red Bull. Thank you, Walters. Thank you, Red Bull. You guys are the best sponsor we've ever had.
We appreciate it. Yep. Our favorite sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's almost gone already.
It's perfect.
Also, thank you guys for the support. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be having this Red Bull without you, without the tremendous support we got on episode 1. We're very thankful for you guys.
Yep.
But you got to set bigger goals when that happens. And we decided to set a goal for 100 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to let you guys decide. This is, we normally like, oh, chat, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. We know you guys are probably not going to comment. We need you to comment on something like this. You can comment on any platform you want.
Yep. Should see them on the screen right now.
Yeah. The contest is going to run till, I think we said the 19th.
Yep.
It's a Friday, whatever Friday is around the 19th of February.
It's more of a giveaway.
It's a giveaway of our time is what we're doing. We're a 100 sub giveaway of our time. And the options are going to be funny, but we're going to let you guys vote on these 3 options, decide what we'll do when we get to 100 subs. But I'm excited for any of these.
I'm stoked. Theoretically, I wouldn't want to do any of these. We're doing it for you guys, though.
Right. It's going to be for your enjoyment, not necessarily for our enjoyment.
Yeah.
But
it's a business decision, not a leisure play.
It'll be fun. I think
it could be fun. It's going to be sick.
Option number 1 is carnivore diet for 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Meat only. Joe was talking about elephant meat last podcast. I
might be a mainstay.
Like 4 steaks this week. I think I could do this one easy. I might do 2 weeks. Joe might do 1 week.
It would crush me. My body itself is 90% carbs. It's pretty much the only thing I intake. I will buy tortillas and just eat them as a snack straight up. It's horrible, but that's what I work off of.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel like a shell of a man if we do this.
That's option one. Option one, carnivore diet. I think I'd be good at that. Just egg, steak, ground beef, ground turkey, chicken. I eat rotisserie chicken.
That's what you eat anyways.
Right. So I think that'd be fine for me. But option number two, go to a pottery class.
Yep.
We'd show you guys what we made. Probably a cup. I feel like there's nothing else you can, maybe a bowl.
I'd go a little more intricate. Maybe like a large vase. Don't sell yourself short.
A large vase, try one on pottery is crazy. I did like
it's a good instructor
in elementary school.
True.
It's hard. It's really difficult.
I can't remember the last time I used a kiln.
There's one on the street. Yeah, I don't think I'd know how to do that.
No.
And it'd be a lot of lessons learned, a lot of learning in it. But that's option two, is go to a pottery class. Hopefully you get to paint it too. I don't really like to
glaze it.
Yeah, glaze
glaze
it.
Yeah, come on.
And then option three, which we feel like you guys are going to vote for this one probably. That's why we saved it for last. But option three is go to Toledo.
Yep.
Go to Toledo.
Nobody necessarily wants to do that.
Right.
That's not a vacation spot. We would go there and likely spend the night. I had the thought maybe we could record an episode. Either way, it would produce content, right? Like we'd be filming what we're doing, find random stuff to do.
Yeah.
The only time I ever spent the night in Toledo, we were going to Put-in Bay, and then we had to get a hotel there, and it was $250, basically for the equivalent of a Red Roof Inn. All the reviews were talking about bed bugs and stuff like that. That's the only thing I know about Toledo.
Was there any nice hotels in Toledo?
It was 5 a.m. We missed the boat, so we had to.
Oh, you were just, that's an
stranded.
Yeah. I have never, I've driven through Toledo, never really stayed the night in Toledo.
Yeah.
It just seems like it would be, yeah, exactly. Why would you? I feel like maybe when you're young, you might have like a baseball tournament there or something, like the only reason.
True.
I don't know.
We could maybe go to a baseball tournament.
Yeah, we should look up things going. Do you think they have concerts in Toledo?
Oh, they've got to.
Like a small, like
probably like an Eminem cover guy.
Band. Yeah, like that. I mean, those are the three options. Go vote any platform.
We'll tally them up. We have a week to get the results in, and then we'll announce which one we're going with on the next episode.
We will do any vote received. Could be a YouTube comment, could be an Instagram comment, could be a Twitter comment. We might run the poll on Twitter. But however you want to vote, just leave a comment. We actually need you guys to vote on this one. We don't want just one or two people deciding what we're doing, which I don't think that's going to happen. I think this will generate some hype.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to do any of these three things. But that gets us into a new segment. I'm excited for this segment. Just
do segment alert.
Gem of the week.
Yep.
Gem of the week. Gem of the week is the proper pronunciation.
Yep.
But we're going to have it as one word. Gem of the week.
Yep.
And then all it's going to be is just what boosted you up a little bit this week. You know, what lightened the spirits? What got you through the week? You know, what was there for you that made you chuckle? Could be some news, could be some events, could be music, really just anything. What got you through the week this week, Joe?
Yeah, so really didn't bury the lead there. My gem of the week is going to be when Trump told Canada that they should be the 51st state of the United States. Not getting political. This show is not about politics, but chat, say down in the comments who you voted for. But yeah, so Trump imposed these tariffs on Canada, and then he said that they should just become the 51st state to avoid that, which the entire country of Canada becoming a state, I know it's distorted on maps, but I would have to assume that like doubles our landmass, right? There's no way that can just be one state.
Canada's almost the same length as the United States, right?
Based on a map. I know maps are weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is that reality? Because you know how big, what is it, Alaska or like Antarctica is? And it's so small on the map. Like, why?
True. I don't know. I think they just inflate what's important.
Yeah.
So,
like, people
America's huge.
People are going to be looking in these areas more. So let's just make them bigger on the map.
This is all people care about. Nobody cares about Antarctica. No, I like the move. I respect the move. I don't understand why they would do it.
Yeah, I didn't really know. I mean, I guess one benefit for Canada is just avoid tariffs. But
yeah, that's such a strong arm there, though.
Yeah, and then I just don't understand the wouldn't Canada just be like, no, we're not going to do that?
That's essentially what they're saying.
We don't want to pay tariffs.
Yeah.
We don't want to do either of those things.
They're trying to say both, but
yeah.
I like the move, though. I think it's a really good tactic. It feels to me like what I would do if I was a politician. If anybody tried to oppose me or if I felt like I was getting wronged in any way, I would say you either join us or...
Right. You got to start negotiations somewhere.
Yeah.
You got to start them on the crazy end is usually a little bit better because then you get to like where you want it.
Yeah.
In the middle.
Yeah, it's a wild card. They don't know what you're about to do next. So they're scared of that move. I did the clip of Trump saying this, though. He's like, everybody thinks it's realistic or unrealistic. If they were, sensical, they would just choose this option. Mm-hmm. It's like, you can't just make a country just give up everything they have. But
well, everybody's thinking it. Everybody, I swear, everyone's saying it. So, like, it's probably going to happen. And then just nobody's thinking it.
Yeah. No, it's a good move, though. We got the Gulf of America now. Is that real?
I have no idea. I heard him say that too, but
it should be.
I don't know how these things come to fruition. It's kind of one thing I will say is it's making me realize like how cool it would be to be president because you can really just do whatever.
100%.
You can just, and like once you've done it before and you have the practice of like, okay, I kind of know how to do things as president now because they probably don't teach you that before you get into it.
No.
And then
you have to take an online training.
Second term, and then you're like, okay, we're gonna change these names of every places. Like we're gonna call this Joe City.
Yeah.
Joeville.
That's what, 100%. Gulf of Joe. Yeah, he's pulling that with Greenland, Canada. Ultimately, though, the reason why I like it mostly is because if we inherit Canada, get Mexico to be part of the United States, and we just have a continent, especially with the utilities of both oceans on both sides, we would be just an unstoppable force. I almost look at it as like a football team. Like we would just be so dominant, we'd become a dynasty again. It'd be sick.
True.
If we had Canada, dude, get the Panama Canal back. Come on, dude. We need that back.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good gem of the week, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're thinking about that. I had quite a different week, a little different gem of the week. Small venue concerts, man. Small venue music, live music in general.
Mm-hmm.
I went to last weekend. It's Royal Oak and the Old Maury, or it's like Blind Owl now, I think it's called. And I get there, it's like right before we were just popping around to some bars out there, and then right before we went there, we realized it's Billy Joel and Elton John night.
In the
it's
flesh?
like a cover band.
Oh, cover.
I'm like, I got a couple vinyls of them, or albums of them, and I'm like, I like those people. Like, I'm glad we're going here. And then I get there, and it's this guy that I used to work with. His name's Joe, and I like this guy is so cool. I worked with him in my old job for a while, and shout out Joe, man. He's the lead keyboardist, lead singer in the band. He like dropped out to do that, and he was like, "Oh, this is just my band that I'm in with my hometown friends."
He dropped out of what?
He's like, "I'm going on tour, like to Mackinac Islands where we start like next week." And he was like, I dropped out, and then he's like doing really well with music and everything. I'm like, yo, shout out Joe, man, and he killed it. I watched him for like 4 hours play Billy Joel and Elton John.
I've never understood how you can be a successful cover band, because doesn't it seem like the creator of that music would just say, you're profiteering off what I did? No.
Yeah.
More power to him.
Yeah, I mean, but also it's like you're reviving my music, Like I wouldn't. When's the last time you went out and heard a Billy Joel song or like an Elton John song? It's like rare.
I don't listen to that.
Maybe Piano Man.
Yeah.
Us a song, you're the Piano Man.
Come on. It's pretty good. Maybe you should be the lead singer.
I could be. It kind of made me think like I probably could do this if I just knew the right people. You could probably just like get into the spot. But shout out him, he killed it. And then just yesterday, I was in rough shape. Shower gets you right, man. Shower will get you right. But yesterday I went to an indie rock party, or like indie rock, indie whatever. It was just a DJ. But the venue
what was it called?
Sweet. It was like
Electric
Feels, yeah.
Was that a play on Electric Eels? Or is that just what they called it?
I thought it was a play on Electric. What's it? That song? There's
Electric Love.
Yeah, like.
Let's not make this a singing podcast.
Yeah, but it was good, man. It was both of these things. It was like, what are the odds I go and see a guy I used to work with? I sit front row too, and I was like, I chat with him right away. And then
was it hard to sit front row at the Billy Joel cover band?
We just got sat there. I was like, When we walked in, I was like, oh, the only open table's front row. I was like, watch us get front row. And then we got front row, and I was like, I know that guy.
That's a sign.
It's so funny. And then, it was Electric Fields. They play like old kind of indie music. Some of it's newer. But man, it was good. It was a good time. And then like, imagine you're listening to like Bulletproof, and then there's just like lasers over your head.
Yeah, you're not gonna sing that one.
But I love Bulletproof. I could sing that one.
Shout out Brian Robinson.
Bulletproof. That song is like intergalactic, like that.
Yeah.
And then what's another one we heard? Oh, Barbara Streisand. Remember that song?
That's crazy.
That song's so funny. But that was my night last night, and then we went to another like smaller venue, and I've just been digging the small venues that are kind of you have room to breathe. You're not just crammed in there. That's my gem of the week, man. I honorable mention though. I was like, what am I gonna say for this? It was gonna be "We Found Love" radio on Spotify by Rihanna. If you need something to listen to on Spotify, I give it a go.
100%. It's a good gem of the week.
So next segment, I should say. Digesting Quora.
Not a new segment.
We're
repeat
back.
segment.
Yeah, you guys know about this one. We don't gotta explain it.
Fan favorite. Got a lot of good feedback on this one.
Yeah, we did get some good feedback in the topics last time. I think we can, really dive in here. I'm curious where the ones today will take us.
Yeah. Less crime based.
Less, yeah. Is it legal? I don't think we have that really today. But some thought-provoking ones. So the first question is, what constitutes coercion?
It's a good question. I hardly know what the word means.
Yeah, coercion, hard word to spell, hard word to
understand,
to say, hard word to get a grasp of.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, the reason I wanted to ask this question and talk about this question, because it's a bigger question. What constitutes coercion? The person that asked that question actually wrote a couple paragraphs, and they go on to explain, wouldn't every decision that you made is technically coerced? Like, in other words, you are pushed or persuaded to make a decision, every decision of your life.
Yeah. So like at its base, coercion is just influencing somebody to make a decision, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So the argument is that if coercion exists, how does it exist in everything? Like it would exist in every situation, every decision that's ever been made.
100%. That's just the industry of advertising.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Those Whopper commercials.
They would probably understand. They probably teach about that in advertising class.
Where do you draw the line though? What constitutes it because I believe coercion, is that a crime? I know we said no crime talk, but I think it can get to a point where it is. Or is it just like a negative social?
I don't think it has to be a crime. I think it's more so about, like, are you persuaded to do something? I don't know if it's like you persuaded to do something bad. It's like persuaded to drink Red Bull, persuaded to.
Are we coercing with this?
Yeah, we're coercing people.
True.
To drink Red Bull, to think and drink beer. Like we're coercing people to think about, I don't know, whatever else we're going to think about.
Canada being a state.
Right. Or we're part of the coercion.
True.
But what constitutes it?
Yeah. Like what's the difference between that and, well, I don't know. When I think of coercion, I think of manipulation, right? It gives it the connotation of it's something that person does not want to do and you're making them do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Technically, it's not necessarily something they don't want to do. It could be something that they do want to do. I want to go get a alcoholic beverage. I'm going to get coerced into one beverage. It's something I want to do anyway.
If they want to do it though, wouldn't that be more of like a collab?
Collab
coercion.
A collab coercion event. I guess. I don't know if this question is answerable. I think my honest thoughts are that coercion, you are coerced into 99% of decisions since birth.
Yeah.
Like some decisions you aren't coerced into. It's like more of a human nature. Like I need to eat. I need to do this. And like that decision to eat is not coerced, but the decision to eat pizza from Little Caesars is coerced because you like Little Caesars, or like Chipotle because it's that's coerced.
That's part of a deeper conversation though, because obviously big food tells us that we need to eat all of this food to stay alive. I've never tried not eating. They tell you stories about people that have died from not eating for 4 to 7 days.
Diet?
3 days. I was chilling. Didn't eat for 3 days straight.
And how do you feel after?
Hungry. But I didn't die. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying though. Coercion could be right there. Does anybody really know if we need to eat, if we need to drink water? Maybe we only need these things because they tell us that we need these things and because we do it.
You ever watch Survivor?
No, but I'm aware of the premise.
Those guys be struggling. Those guys be struggling hungry out there.
I'm not going to say you don't get hungry, but
I mean, I think that's enough on that topic. I don't have much more I can say on coercion because I think that almost all decisions, man. It's crazy to think about that though. Like that is a mind-bending topic because do you really think for yourself in anything? And that's why I think I try to hold true to just
probably not
being myself as much as possible because it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there how much you can just flow into the mainstream type of individual.
That's where more so I am. All of my decisions are calculated based on will it make other people like me more?
Yeah. Not necessarily for me. Joe, on the other hand, this next one's another good question though. I got to read this one though. I'm excited to discuss this one. Why don't we trust pasta? Why must we have a window on the box that proves there's pasta inside?
Yep. So a little bit of background on that. It confused me at first. It shouldn't have. But all the pasta boxes have that clear plastic film on them where you can look inside and see that there are, in fact, pasta noodles inside.
Pasta window.
Yeah, pasta window. No other product seems to have that. It is a really good question. Why are we assuming?
So think about other products you can see when you purchase. Meats and fruits and vegetables and such. Makes sense because perishables, it could be bad. Mm-hmm. Pasta, you can keep how long
forever.
Does pasta stay good for, right?
Yeah.
So like, is there another food that you can see? There's like pickles and stuff in jars, which are another thing that you'd kind of want to see.
That's just kind of how it's packaged though, too.
Right.
It's just like a sensible way to contain it.
That makes sense. But everything you can't see. Is it because people don't know their pastas?
I don't think so. I don't even have an answer for this because I was thinking the product that came to mind when I was comparing it to something was like an action figure, right? You know how it has like the normal packaging and like the clear things you can see inside, which makes sense again because you want to see what you're buying before you buy it. But pasta is incredibly uniform. It's always going to look similar. It's always going to look the same. There's no reason for them to expend all of this money on ensuring that we know what we're getting into before we buy this box of pasta.
You could just put a picture on the box.
Yeah, there already is. It shows you what's inside of it.
And then think about how much money is wasted. How much money do you think that costs pasta companies to put the pasta window on the box?
You go into a regular grocery store, you're going to see 5,000 of those boxes. It's got to cost them billions of dollars every year.
Like they could probably save millions with no window.
Oh, 100%.
Like millions
to make a uniform cardboard packaging.
That's insane.
And everybody would be none the wiser.
Well,
because we would all still know there's pasta.
Here's another thought though. Do you think that pasta brands or pasta companies are just so rich because people eat so much pasta that they can put the pasta window on the box? Or do you think that?
So it's like a frivolous expense just because they can?
Right. It's like
so they're almost flexing.
They're flexing.
They're flexing their industry because they make so much money.
Italy's flexing on us. Italy's like, we can afford window.
Yeah.
Pasta window.
They're telling all the other foods to get your game up.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what they're getting into when they buy your products. Us, they know exactly what they signed up for.
Yeah, there's no fake advertising because it's just right in front of you. That's how all products should be. It should just be clear packaging with like a sticker.
True.
So you know exactly what you're buying.
Yeah. There's no surprises.
You can't get coerced.
Yeah,
into buying something that you don't want.
True. Pasta might be the only product that is anti-coercion.
That is a pretty good answer, though. Pasta companies / Italy is just flexing on us with pasta windows.
I'd have to assume. That's got to be what it is.
Shake on it.
Good deal.
Okay. That is digesting Quora. That was a good
Mhm.
segment. And
Good segment.
didn't even have to. We kind of solved the second one. The first one's
That's up
crazy.
for debate.
Right. Second one, I mean, come on now. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Maybe we'll report
wish-
back.
do
I'll
you-
spend the next 2 weeks trying to coerce,
What did you?
and I'll report back on my success.
Would you rather have pasta boxes be completely see-through or pasta boxes be like everything else where you can't see through it?
It would have no bearing on my life because I would know what's inside of it either way. The day that I open up a pasta box and it has anything besides pasta in it, I'll have an answer to that question. I haven't ran into it yet.
That's fair.
Why, did you have something to say about that?
Well, I think that I'd rather have everything be that you can't see it. Like, think about every item in the grocery store that's in a box or chips or whatever. Would you rather be able to see everything or nothing at all, like how it is currently? I feel like nothing. I feel like I wouldn't
See
want
nothing
to
at
see
all?
everything. You, I feel like I
I'm
wouldn't.
used to it.
I would. That's valid, but I feel like I wouldn't want a clear packaging on every item. I would want a box or a bag that you can't see through. I'd rather just pasta gets boxed up. Let's just fix the pasta windows. No more pasta window.
True.
I'm anti pasta window is what I was trying to say.
I am too.
Like I want to get rid of it. And I feel strongly about that.
Mm-hmm. Think about how much money we'd have in our pocket every year if we didn't have to pay these absurd pasta prices.
We should just go to pasta companies and pitch removing the pasta window from their box.
Yeah, we just become the CEO.
And that's our company. Our company removes pasta windows.
I like it.
New segment. Next segment.
New segment alert.
Life enhancers.
Mm-hmm.
These
This is a big
are we're both in our mid-20s. Mid-20s sounds crazy.
Exactly, mid-20.
Early 20s doesn't sound crazy. Mid-20s crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'd be hopping on the game. I'll be playing video games and there's like kids in high school or like middle school and they're like, oh, what up, Unc? Like, they're like,
That's
they
crazy.
think I'm so old. And I'll tell them, I'm like, I'm 25. It's not even that crazy. Like,
They ask you to break down a
"What?"
brick.
Like, yo, 25. I'm like, I need to stop playing the game, bro. These guys are,
Yeah.
I'm playing with the youngins out here, but no, it's just funny. Like we're in a stage of our life where we're learning. We're trying to figure it out, man. And it's just not cheap nowadays. So it's kind of tough. You know, we're just out the
These
mud.
damn pasta windows.
Yeah.
Not having Canada as a state. Everything's so damn expensive.
It is tough out there. So
We're trying to bestow knowledge upon you guys.
Yeah, it's sort of we've learned this. We've taken this away from it. This is something we probably still do that might benefit us. And if we could save you some time, if we can save you some thoughts in the future, if we can save you some effort,
some guap.
Yeah, some guap. That's what it's for. It could be a small thing. It could be a big thing. It could be you'll hear today, and we'll kind of get into some things. But we're going to try and do this whenever we got something that we feel like can benefit your life. This is for our younger audience, I guess. But also, if you're older and you're not doing these things, you should be doing them.
Even though we looked at our YouTube demographic and they said it was 100% male and 100% between the age of 18 and 34.
Which doesn't, like, I'm assuming your girlfriend probably maybe watched.
I think. I hope so.
Like, how is that even? They're just playing with us. But anyways. I don't know, man.
YouTube demographics trying to keep us down.
This is a segment to, kind of just benefit you guys. And I got the first one. This is something I texted in our group chat about a while ago. And I've been doing it for maybe like 6 months, maybe even longer than that now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been benefiting my life. And it's something that you would not think about regularly.
Never put a morsel of thought into this
when I first told Joe this, he was like, I do this anyways, which is crazy to me. But my whole life I was taking my socks off, throw them in the hamper. They'd be flipped inside out. But my first life enhancer is not flipping your socks when you take them off. If you take your socks off and you take them off and they're inside out, you throw them in the wash, they're inside out. I wanted to do some math here. And you save about 1 minute per times that you don't do that. I do all my laundry on Sundays. So all my laundry is always on Sundays. And at the very end, I have everything laid out on my bed. And at the very end, I fold all my socks. And before, I was folding all the socks. Like, honestly, I think it saves you more than a minute, but I'm just playing it safe. It was probably taking me a couple minutes because you're like flipping them and you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta like completely unravel them. Now I save all that time.
Unravel them is crazy.
All that time is done. So,
but don't you have to perform the action either way?
No, you just take it off. You just take it right off.
So you're saying it's just faster to take it off and not think about it, and that action instead of doing it when you're actually taking it off saves you. That's where you save the time.
You save the time when you take it off.
Mm-hmm.
But the time you realize the time when you're folding the laundry,
right?
And then you're folding the laundry, and it's just match and pair.
Yeah.
So I said about how many months are there, or how many weeks are there in a year again?
52.
52 times 1. It really could be times 2.
It could be.
You could say either 200 minutes or 100 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do with the 100 extra minutes in the year?
Probably watch this podcast.
That's why you got to save time.
Come on.
So that's my life enhancer. If you're not doing that, you should do it. It saves you time later on. I also wear a lot of mid calves, like higher socks. So like
same.
It could be maybe not as time savings for people that wear small socks.
Little baby socks.
Yeah, the no-show socks might not save as much time.
Right.
But been a life enhancer. Mm-hmm. So
100%.
Let's hear what Joe's life enhancer of the week is.
Yeah. So mine's all food based, and my idea stemmed from this because a big point of discussion on this podcast has been meal prepping, right? Saving time by making the food in advance. It's a lengthy process. Not a lot of people want to do that. So my life enhancer, it's very specific, but it's going to Panda Express and buying the family bundle. Have you done this?
Yeah, I have done this.
Yeah, it's done this. So I tried putting on as many people as I could onto this.
Joe put me onto this.
Panda Express might be the next sponsor.
Well, so let's talk about what you got, because I think we actually end up getting different.
We did.
Because it's a family
Yours
combo.
is healthier.
I think you get
3 sides. No. Yeah, 3 sides, 2 meats.
No, 3 meats, 2 sides.
Damn.
Yeah. But you get so much, and it comes
5
in like
fortune cookies.
It comes in like a happy, like almost like a massive happy.
Looks like a taco 12-pack.
They handed it to me, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know I paid for a briefcase.
Right.
This is sick.
You will have to get over the shame. There's an overwhelming amount of shame when you go to a Panda Express and you order this, and it's just 1 or 2 people picking it up.
Yeah.
And they know, obviously, based on our ages and what we look like, we don't have families to bring this home to. This is for us. But it's the quicker way. It's incredibly shameful. You feel an immense amount of, existential grief after the fact.
I didn't feel bad at all.
I did.
I was like,
I couldn't sleep after.
Maybe I am picking it up for the fam.
They know you don't have a family.
Well, what if I still live with my
family? Workers at Panda Express know. But no, so essentially you buy this. It has a bunch of protein. I personally went just 3 boxes of orange chicken, 2 boxes of lo mein.
Yeah.
And then you get 5 fortune cookies on top of that. And why this is a life enhancer, instead of spending all that money on meal prepping and all that time on meal prepping, it's about $35 and you get about 6 meals out of it, 7 meals.
Yeah.
It's about $5 per meal.
Right. And
it's already ready to go.
Yeah, it's a huge life hack. And it's just so much time saving.
Yeah.
It's so much time saving. I think I was going to talk a little bit because I have been cooking more recently. I have been a lot of steaks, a lot of ground beef. I think I'll save some of those like recipes, life enhancers for later on in another week. But no, man, it is good. I think, Joe, like if you're more so just trying to get the meal preps in just because it's like, hey, I just want lunch at work and like I just want something that's pre-packed, ready to go. It was so easy to take them, dump them, and like separate them into my meal prep containers too. Which actually, real quick, shout out Matt Morris. He said that the worst lunch that you could eat at work from the last episode was Chinese food. Imagine leftover Chinese food. Best.
The smell? Best. No, but imagine the bathroom after that.
Oh, the bathroom. I thought you said imagine. I love leftover Chinese food.
I love it.
I love leftover. It almost tastes better.
But you know the result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you just gotta, you could just last till after work is over.
I can't.
It's not as bad as... it's not as bad as some other things.
True.
Yeah, so
it goes for a lot of stuff.
I think what Joe got is great. I got because I don't even look at this as like Chinese food, because when I got the Panda Express, I did the chicken teriyaki. I did white rice, and I did the super greens.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, but then I think I did 2 of the chicken teriyaki and 1 of like mushroom chicken, or maybe it was
Mushroom chicken does go crazy.
the 1 steak one or whatever. I forget, but actually no, I didn't do steak. I think I did mushroom chicken in those 2, or maybe I did the honey chicken. The honey sesame's good too.
Mm.
But end of the day, man, it made so much food, and it was good, and it stayed good the whole week. But life hack, and it was cheap too. It was $35.
Right.
So
save money, save time.
Those are our life
Get
enhancers,
cut.
man. Like go out there, do your thing. I'm sure you could kind of do something similar from like another Chinese store too. You could just get
It's only a Panda Express.
I just liked how they packaged it all separately.
Yeah.
They gave it to you kind of like how you'd expect to get it. It's
right.
all like together that you have to separate it later on.
Mm-hmm.
Big bet.
Big bet.
Today is day before Super Bowl. If I can work my magic, I don't know how it's going to go, but if I can work some magic, I'm going to try and pump some clips out before the Super Bowl so we can maybe talk about it with people real time.
More so though, just because of the time frame about when we record and release these, we don't have time to get these out before big games most of the time. So that's why make sure you're following us on Twitter, especially. We dropped it before, but that's when we'll be saying we'll have a big bet tracker saying what bets we hit, what bets we didn't hit. We'll be live tweeting games, stuff like that.
Right. So if you want to, follow us and see what we're doing, you can hop on there. Something we should mention too is we will be posting bi-weekly now. We did hit 10 subscribers.
Let's go.
Shout out to you guys. I'm really excited about it, but we got a schedule going now. We got basically every other week we're going to be recording. Every other week we're going to be posting.
Yep.
So expect that. And then as we do that as well, just expect other things to come up too. We're going to try and just pump content for you guys, and I'm excited about it. But I wanted to mention, that is going to be the schedule moving forward. We're going to try and keep that timeline. Probably, I don't know. We'll just keep going and see if anything changes or should change. But
gonna
thank
keep
you
doing
guys
it
for the support
till we're rich.
But yeah, it is tough. I mean, this is really the last game that we
got. The bag from Red Bull is crazy.
This is really like the last game that we have to worry about that, because until like March Madness, and stuff like that.
Probably do something.
It's the Super Bowl, man. How are you not going to talk about it? So I'll go first, or no, you can go first. You got your bets. Just quick: Eagles, Chiefs. We're going to keep this section shorter, but what do you got, Joe?
So my locks, I got 5 plays for the Super Bowl, right? 2 off the rip. I'm going against what I have at my core. Eagles money line. No, I shouldn't bet against the Chiefs, but Eagles money line. I'm taking under 48.5 points. I'm taking Patrick Mahomes to throw an interception. I'm taking coin toss, tails. Mentioned that in the last episode. Think it's a lock. And then my final pick is Jalen Hurts under 18.5 miles per hour on his fastest ball carrying speed. Free money glitch.
All right, I'll say mine, then we'll talk about them after, because that's a crazy bet. Jalen Hurts under 18.5.
That's fast.
And
he's still hurt.
My bets are Saquon under 109.5 rushing.
Classic.
That's
what his line's at?
Was arguing with a guy at the bar yesterday about this, and I've hit that like 4 times. It hit in the last game too. It's by like 5 yards.
That's not that good.
It's a hit. It's a hit.
It's pretty close.
And then so Saquon under. I got Jalen Carter sack. Everyone's talking about how he's sick. He's just getting his name out there before the game.
True.
And then I have over 48.5 points. So I'm going against you on that one.
Fuck.
And I'll also be on coin toss tails. Or coin flip tails, whatever you want to call it. I'm staying away from Eagles Chiefs money line.
Because you're scared.
This is not for the big bet tracker, but I did bet overtime.
That's wild.
I bet
last year. That was the first time there's ever been overtime in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You feel like that could be recency bias?
Maybe, but I think that these teams are. Nobody wants to win, Nobody wants to win as bad as I wanted to win.
True.
And it makes me sad, but I think that I just could see it kind of coming down to one of those like, oh, Pat Mahomes gets the ball back, he's down 3 points with 15 seconds left, and then takes a field goal overtime. That's kind of what made me think about the over too. Like, I just see that game kind of being back and forth, and I don't think the Eagles' game plan should be to run it with Saquon every time. But
I think
let's talk about this Jalen Hurts miles per hour bet. Before we talk about any of that, how fast do you think you could run miles per hour?
11, maybe. I have no concept.
I think you could run faster than 11.
I have no concept. I don't
miles an
know.
hour.
If I really tried cooking, maybe like 13, but I don't have a premise of how fast it really is.
If anybody watching knows a way to tell, like without like driving a car next to somebody, because I don't think
that might be the only way.
I don't think I would trust that. if you guys know how we can tell, like, is there an app or something we can use? Then, or maybe there's like a scanner, like a gun, like a police gun.
We download that Life 360 app that tells you how fast you're driving in a car. Just keep it in your pocket and start cooking ass. But no, my thought process behind it though is he just does a lot of tush pushes. They're going to contain him in that he's getting like 1 yard at a time. He's never going to be really hauling ass. So
I see that, but my argument is that he could hit 18 miles an hour just running away from people.
His knees hurt.
That's also true. Well, we said that last time.
Yeah, he kind of looked great. He looked like the best quarterback in the league.
So I don't, and I think
he's probably
I kind of said this last time when I took Josh Allen and Mahomes over rushing. Like, you're in the Super Bowl, you're going to run it. I just think he's going to, if he's got a chance, if they got a chance to draw up a little fake handoff to Saquon, drop back, couple steps, QB draw, like they might run that and that can pop.
Could you imagine though, as a Steelers fan, Jalen Hurts does have a knee injury. He retweaks it in the game. Kenny Pickett goes in and wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Jeez, I can't.
I'd be on Steely Watch.
I would, because
that's worst case scenario.
Kenny Pickett gets Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, that'd be the end.
And it's not crazy likely. Should we? I also.
No, that's not likely.
I also, DeAndre Hopkins 2 touchdowns.
That's wild.
Yeah.
He has not done anything since he's gotten on that team.
But the only time this whole year, I bet first touchdown scorer one time. It was DeAndre Hopkins, and it hit in like the second quarter.
So you're just running it back.
So I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And then FanDuel, this is not a FanDuel ad, but FanDuel had some thing where I was like, if you bet an anytime touchdown scorer, if they score first or last, you get like a share of
$500,000.
Yeah, so I just took Kelsey for that.
Fair.
So yeah, that's our big bets. I don't really have too much to argue. We got to look at this and see. Maybe we can post one that we both want to ride together. I know we're both on tails together.
That's the big one.
I was looking at people getting a pick, like people getting an interception. I don't know. Can't you just hear it? Like I almost feel like I had a dream. Like Trent McDuffie pick. You know, I don't know.
I'm banking on Mahomes.
You just have
Cooper DeJean, dude. That'd be a fun one.
I thought about that too. I don't know. We'll look, but these are our bets. We'll be on the Twitter if you want to follow it, and then we'll kind of update as they go.
Mm-hmm.
If we add picks, we'll add it on there too.
Right.
Some of these I'm going to use for big bets, like the Saquon, the over, the Jalen Carter sack are all my big bets, but some of the other ones I mentioned are like plus 1,500, so I don't want to use those ones.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Dude, D-Hop 2 touchdowns is like,
that should count.
Going to make me a millionaire.
Yeah. I'm just saying for the record, if you say it should count, but I get why I wouldn't.
Last segment. And we're kind of chugging along, man.
Yeah.
We're moving through this, but we got the Gauntlet.
That's the last news segment alert noise.
What we'll do for this one. Joe, you want to explain this one?
Yeah, so essentially the Gauntlet, it could mean a lot of things, but it's essentially just me and Chris versus. That's a good way to explain it, right? So It could be me and Chris as a team versus an activity. Can we accomplish that? Versus a job. Can we do that? Or versus a group or an individual, which is more so the focus of this section of the Gauntlet, right? So for the first Gauntlet, my choice, you and me versus, I'm going to choose a hippo. I've actually had this debate a lot, which is why I thought it'd be a good one to discuss. I don't know are you pretty familiar with hippos?
Yeah, I actually very familiar. I wrote my 5th grade report on hippos. And if you weren't aware,
I am.
Hippos have that tail that can spin around in circles.
Yeah.
And they fling their poop around so that they can mark their territory.
Right.
And that
could be a
factor. Be a big factor. Yeah.
Right.
If you're just getting poop flinged at you, that would not be pleasant. So I'm familiar with hippos. Those things are massive, and their teeth can chomp watermelons.
Right.
Bro. Like they can chomp some Like
Melonhead.
you could probably eat.
It's a
I
good
feel
pull.
like you could probably. I feel like you could probably eat like rocks. Like hippos could almost eat anything. So,
So just getting
two of
into
us,
it though.
one hippo.
Yes.
How big's the hippo?
So standard size, about 800 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And also we're going to make the assumption it's out of water just to make it fair.
Yeah.
Because if we were in water with a hippo, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But I feel like the thing that a lot of people forget about hippos, or maybe they weren't privy to, is they charge like rhinos.
Yeah, they're fast.
And they are fast,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of body weight behind it.
Do you think we can outrun a hippo?
So we couldn't. No, absolutely no chance. If we're clocking like 13 miles per hour, I'm pretty sure they get up to 30. They are the size and speed of a mid-sized sedan.
That's crazy.
It's insane. But here's why I kind of wanted to have this discussion, right? If we are next to each other, I'm of the thinking that one of us would almost be bait or a distraction, right? I've always figured that I could beat a hippo by letting it charge at me and then hopping off to the side, right? But it takes the second person. So I would say you're more athletic than me.
Thanks.
Maybe not. But so in this scenario, I was almost thinking that I would be standing in front of the hippo, letting it charge at me, kind of being the bait, diving out of the side at the last second, and you get on top of it and get it into a guillotine, like a rear naked choke almost. And, it's going to start spazzing, freaking out, but it probably wouldn't be good at bucking you like a horse.
Wait, so you think that you'll like running with the bulls, like you'll have like the red carpet.
Essentially.
The hippo will come right at you.
Yeah.
And then you'll deke out the way.
And then you jump on.
I jump on. How fast is that hippo going to be going?
Like 40 miles per hour. So you got to get on and hold on for dear life.
I don't think I could jump on a car
You
if
could.
I was going 40 miles an hour.
Well, hippos are differently because they have a lot of points we can grab on and stuff.
What am I grabbing onto?
Its neck. Like a rear naked choke.
And then I'm just letting this hippo drive. Like
it would get tired.
It would just be me versus hippo.
So I'd let you deal with it and I'd leave.
Yeah, what do you do after I'm on the hippo?
I'd say Chris has got it. And then,
yeah.
No, so you got it. You got in the choke. You start, lessening its oxygen supply. It starts getting a little bit tired. And then I come up, I don't know, throw some kidney shots probably. Just start working body shots while you got in the choke.
It's running 40 miles an hour.
Well, it's going to stop because I was the target.
Yeah,
once I'm out of the way.
I think it would stop and turn around. Or
right.
Stop and
probably just stop chilling and you're on it. You probably couldn't really do that much around its neck. It's probably got a big neck. But
that's what I'm saying. I don't think I can do much. I think we would have to get grimy with it. Like we'd have to eye poke. We'd have to throw jabs. We'd have to
So I was thinking liver shots.
So yes, I would take response. I would hop on back, and then put a chokehold on the hippo, and then hopefully it's on the ground. Hopefully it's sideways, and then you come up and just start punching.
Right, like in the gut and the kidney and stuff. Just wear it down.
It kind of makes me feel bad.
It does sound kind of barbaric.
PETA's gonna fight.
Yeah.
Gonna be honest.
When you're phrasing like this, it's actually not as fun.
This is only if a hippo is being aggressive towards us.
Right. If
we were
chilling.
in danger for our lives, because you would be if a hippo was charging it.
Right. It's self-defense.
It's good to be prepared in those situations, and now we are.
Yeah. 100%. What's yours?
Good to be prepared in another situation that could occur.
It could occur.
Let's say you're fishing. We're fishing. We're on a little boat. I'm picturing a boat, one of those boats that has the motor that you steer like this. It's like a small boat.
Right.
Little boat. 600
little yachty
flying fish. 600 or so. I mean, you really wouldn't know the number, but just a swarm of those flying fish. Have you seen those things? Before the episode, I wanted to see if they're actually called flying fish or what they're called. So I looked it up, and it's called, their scientific name is, so if you guys are trying to learn something, the scientific name for a flying fish is an exocetity.
Exocetity.
600
of those.
600 exocetities flying at us. Those things move pretty quick too.
They do. They fly.
They
Literally
would hurt. If you got hit in the, I would be laughing the whole time if this happened. If Joe and I were fishing, and then out of nowhere, 600 exocetities just flew at us, I would be crying. I would be Joe would be off the boat 100%.
What are you talking about?
He'd get hit in the head and be like, "What was that? What is this?"
I have a strong base.
He'd be looking for something and then fall into the water. That's what I picture happening.
I also don't have a concept of how bad that would hurt.
I think
200 wet fish. I feel like they just slide off.
Well, so the question that I would have is A, how do you defeat that? B, I'm picturing it like they fly over the boat one time, they just keep going back and forth.
Right.
And then we're just stuck in the swarm of the fish. And I don't know how many there usually are in packs. I feel like there's probably
about 600.
Yeah, 400 to 600.
I would have to think.
How do you even stop that? Like, you just have to keep catching them and then throwing them?
That's exactly where my mind went to. It'd be ideal if we had a net. We are in a fishing boat, so maybe we could.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
But either way,
that is realistic. We would probably in this situation have a net, maybe even a knife and a fishing pole.
That knife would be crazy.
A knife because
as they're flying across, like
no. Well, dude, you would have a knife if you were fishing to get the hooks out and shit.
No, I'm just saying, like, using the knife to defeat them as they're coming across. Like,
you're just,
I'm gonna be getting in one like 4 at a time, swiping across. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is a possibility. I think we could survive it. I think you're right. I think you go net. One of us would have the net. One of us would have the knife, and then you keep catching them, trap them in the boat.
When they're in the net, just
and then basically after they're in the boat or after they're right there, then you can dispose of them. Or whatever, and you would just slowly but surely. I'm kind of picturing us laying down in this boat the whole time.
Well, they wouldn't hit us,
right? They would just fall
unless they land in the boat and start munching.
We just get like submerged in exo.
They suffocate us.
There's just 600 exo.
They have to, dude. 600. If they weigh like 10 pounds each, that's a lot. 6,000 pounds.
These flying fish, I just don't know. Have you ever seen those videos of people getting attacked?
No.
That also reminds me too. Have you ever seen the video of the guy? This is just completely off topic, but the video of the guy that is on the plane and he farts.
No.
And then everybody in the back of the plane is like, I was kind of thinking about flying and I was thinking about whatever, but there's like 15 people in the back of this plane and they're all like, you gotta stop, man. It smells so bad back here. And it's like, have you ever farted that much or that whatever that would just make that many people mad? They could have something wrong with them. But no. Sorry, back to the fly fishing thing. I had to bring that up for a second. What do you think? Do you think we're doing it? I think we could do.
Even if we didn't have the net and the knife, because you're assuming a river, because I believe these fish are mainly in rivers, snagging a couple at a time as they fly across and just whipping them onto shore.
Yeah, I do think we're pretty confident. I don't know if we could beat the hippo.
The hippo would be tough. That one's definitely way harder than the fish.
Yeah.
Because even if you're just punching them, like uppercutting them out of the air as they fly by,
I vote
they wouldn't do it again.
Gauntlet versus we would lose against the hippo.
Yeah.
We would win against the fish.
I agree.
That sucks. We need to get our game up so we can beat the hippo.
Hippo's just crazy. That might just be unsurmountable.
But one hippo, you would think you could just like line back and tackle it.
It's so heavy, dude.
Yeah, I know.
It's like 2 Lizzos.
Yo, chill. But no, that's a wrap, man. That's episode 2. That's
in the books. Shout out Red Bull one more time. Shout out Walters.
Yeah, shout out you guys. Shout out Red Bull. Hey, shout out Walters.
Shout out my checking account.
Shout out again, reminder, go vote on the 100 subs, any platform.
1 week.
It's honestly so fun doing this. If you guys got suggestions, let us know. If you guys are enjoying it, let us know.
Yep.
The subs go a long way. The TikTok's blowing up. We're gonna try and start posting some more content too.
Right.
Man, this is fun. It's gonna be a good ride, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yep. To the top. Shout out chat. Thanks, guys.